back again in the foundation of a studio, young Malcolm.
The foundation. What a name.
Yes, this is the foundation.
This is the foundation.
We got a long ways to go. We're going to hang some things. We're going to make it look nice.
Yeah.
I promise I'm going to get an extra coat of paint on this. There's some spots, and it's okay. Definitely got roasted by Hannah about certain things in my lack of painting skill, but I was like, I think this back wall is pretty good. The side walls, it was a rush morning before I had to go hoop. But we're about to hoop again, me.
But come on, man. This back wall, this paint job, it's an ice cream paint job.
Thanks.
All right. Clean on the inside.
Clean on the outside, baby. I'll tell you who's clean on the inside and the outside.
Tell me.
The man, the myth, the legend, Chattanooga's finest. I'm telling you, absolute finest sports. Anchor, co-host, all the things that this man does. Reporter. He's been all over the country, it feels like, for the last year and a half. Sky Miles, Road Dog Miles. This is our man. This is the myth, the legend. Benny Bobick, 3 claps one time.
I appreciate being here, man. It truly is an honor. I appreciate what you guys have been doing with this thing, and it's really an honor to be here.
Bro, you are the inaugural guest in this.
In the foundation.
In the foundation.
I'm part of the foundation.
Oh, yeah.
Like I'm the number one guy here.
Foundation Studios. Sponsored by, we don't know.
Reach out to us from where.
Yeah.
Reach out. chatupsports@gmail.com.
We got
you. Dude, I appreciate this because you just got back from a big old trip.
Oh, yeah.
How was Indy? I know as a fan, not the greatest weekend.
Yeah.
Not the greatest weekend. But you got to go, the environment. People kind of questioned the whole setup. And
Yeah.
I know it's a prequel to next year, and they're getting set up. So how was the overall vibe in Indy and Lucas Oil for a basketball game?
How did it look on TV? Because I had a couple of friends reach out to me saying that like the TV presentation of it was poor, if you will.
I thought so a little bit. I didn't love like the camera stuff.
Because there were, I think a lot of people didn't like the curtains
Yeah.
in the background.
Because you could see it.
Yeah, so there you go.
You didn't hide it. Like that was another thing is, I went to the Georgia Dome for, God, man, I can't remember what year it was, but it was like the Kevin Love, Greg Oden Final Four.
It's 06.
That was 06.
Yeah.
Bro.
Come on, man.
Nice.
So I was thinking about that, and of course, you're a kid, and you like go back and rewatch, and I didn't really feel like the curtain was there as much as it was in this stadium. No, I guess next year you're opening it all up.
Yeah. The next year they've hosted it there, a couple of times where it's you get the whole stadium and whatnot. But it was like one of those situations like where it's like, hey, this is cool, but why? You know what I mean? Like at least that. I mean, it was awesome to see the fans there. I mean, especially it would have been Friday night. There was a lot of Kentucky presence there, but Big Orange showed out though. They it wasn't like there was a lot of orange there, but it was definitely a kind of a pro Kentucky crowd, if you will, at least for that game. But it didn't matter in the long run because Tennessee put it on them. But it was I have to say it. I mean I cover the Vols with like an unbiased eye, if you will. Like I cheer for the teams I cover. We get the chance to do it because it makes my job more fun. If they keep winning,
Right.
let's go. But this year it did feel different. It did. Being in that locker room, it felt different. The UCLA game, and then they come out and just blow the brakes off Kentucky. I'm like, it feels different. And then so I was joking with some friends saying like, man, like I kind of know how Vols fans feel, where they get that hope factor. I was bought in. I had the coverage plan laid out for San Antonio. I had it all ready to rock and roll.
The game plan was ready.
I was ready to rock and roll down that river walk in San Antonio, Texas. Pumped to go to the Final Four for the first time.
Did you have an outfit kind of like?
I was gonna go get a new one. I was gonna go get a new one today before we left. I mean, yeah. And then they picked the absolute worst time of the year to have a bad half of basketball because if you remember the UCLA game. They didn't play that well in the first half.
No, they did not at all.
But they get away with it against a team like UCLA. You can't do that against Houston.
Yeah, especially I thought another big ogre was about to take us down that UCLA game. I was like, this guy's averaging like 6 points a game.
Man, it came out swinging too.
Swinging, bro.
Yeah.
Swinging. Dude, I don't know. It was very big letdown. But like as you mentioned though too, like didn't it have the vibe after Friday night? You're thinking, man, we didn't have to go out there and shoot 65% from the field to beat Kentucky. Like we locked them up. Like we just played really good defense, pretty solid offense at times. So I felt like good examples like Bama when they shot the lights out.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna be honest. Like I went in there and I was like, hey, I've dumped all your money into Duke the next round because they're just not gonna shoot the same. But we didn't have that game. Like we just locked up defensively, and Kentucky didn't score. 12 threes on us.
Nope.
Yeah.
So it just felt like this was going to be a different vibe. I don't know. How'd you feel about me? Because I know like we texted a little bit. But.
Yeah, I mean, it felt to me, and I was going to ask you this question, right? Like, you remember that feeling in Columbus?
Oh God.
It felt eerily similar. It's like Tennessee, you're in the playoff, might not supposed to be. Like, I felt like we were in the Elite Eight, but were we really supposed to be? Like there's a lot of breaks that went Tennessee's way this season. I felt sad because it's just like, when is it going to be Tennessee's turn? And I know we just won a national championship in baseball, albeit, but like we're not. I don't care what anybody says. Tennessee's not a baseball school. No, I think we love to win in baseball, but like football is king and basketball is going to pay the light bill and the water bill. I think baseball is like an extra utility. It's cable. It's your YouTube TV.
It's a good package.
Yeah, it's nothing wrong having a good baseball team, and then they're fun too, right?
Yeah.
Tony Vitello's the man.
He's awesome.
They bring in. They're like, what's going on in the spring anyway? Let's go to the Tennessee baseball team. They hit a bunch of home runs, and Omaha's cool. So like, why you get that whole experience. But
Did you go last year?
Samantha did.
Okay.
She's a big baseball gal. So
let her ride.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That was a tip of the cap to her hard work. 'Cause it's always tough divvying up the bigger things. When it comes to football and basketball, I usually ride with the bigger school, and so it was the perfect opportunity to be like, hey, you know what, you step up to the plate because one, you love baseball, and two, this is a big deal. And I mean, she was there for 2 weeks last year,
dude. If you do get the chance to go, it's so worth it. Because I know we were talking about before the pod, like the Frozen Four. That's another one I feel like could have the same. Because I'm not a fan of anybody that's probably ever going to go to there. It's going to be a little tougher. But when we went to baseball, it's like a bucket list item I didn't know was a bucket list item. So if you get the chance, sneak out there. I know saying we're going to let her cook, and she's been crushing it up in Indy. Loved the little. Did you guys see the Hoosiers thing?
The Hoosiers thing was awesome.
Yeah,
man.
it was great. So I was like, wow. And also, it makes me feel old.
What are these kids doing? Like, I feel like that's basketball 101. You watch Hoosiers.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I mean, come on, man. You pass the ball 5 times before you could shoot.
Yeah, that's a part of the game.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I was like, I wonder if she was like, wow, I feel old. Or because all those kids are like, how old are you? What year were you born? It's like 2002. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Was an 05 in there, too? And I'm like, yeah.
Whoa,
what are we doing here?
They weren't alive for Coach Carter when it came out.
Right. And
then
you
were born in 05.
And they said that a couple of times, too. And there are a couple of... So, like, that actually that's a generational thing, I feel like. Like they weren't alive for when Coach Carter came out, but a lot of them said Coach Carter.
Yeah.
So like...
Is Coach Carter their Hoosiers?
Apparently.
No, Coach Carter is one of the best movies.
It is. It is a good film.
Loved it. Ty Crane, was that his guy's name?
Ty freaking Crane.
Boy, that boy could cook. That boy could cook, man. Oh, wow. Coach Carter might have to watch that this weekend.
Fellas, but like the community was in uproar because Coach Carter just wanted a 2.3 GPA.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about the 2.3.
Like folks' mamas was cussing them out because I want your son to require to have a 2.3 GPA and like not do drugs.
Right. And you play basketball, you play basketball.
And they were just like, how dare you demand my son?
I forgot it was that low.
I did too.
Oh, my
Yeah.
God.
2.3 GPA, it's all she wanted. And not to do drugs. And don't do drugs.
Stay out of the streets.
Stay out of the streets, yeah. No gang violence and, 2.3.
And they said, we're not signing these contracts. You don't run our life.
Sounds like the NIL now.
Oh, it does sound like
Yeah.
NIL.
Yeah, that's going to be wild, too. Have you seen much, like, I mean, you cover so many teams. Does it feel like it's made a bigger impact? Because I know everybody's talking about this tournament, and, you got to see it front hand for 2 weeks.
For sure.
Do you feel like it made the tournament worse or better?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I feel like it's it's like a double-edged sword, if you will, because I feel like a lot of people exaggerate when it comes to that thing. When it comes to like, oh, it's gonna ruin the sport. You're not going to see Cinderellas anymore. I'm like, hey, it was just this year.
Yeah,
and there's still going to be teams going to make a run, and whatnot. But then also, the NIL, you see, like, look at Chaz Lanier,
Yeah.
That's a guy that transferred in. Dalton Connect came from nowhere, and got a chance to go play and make an impact. When it comes to at least like transferring. When it comes to that aspect of it. But I mean, I don't know. I think it's more so a mess like now when the portal's open and the tournament's still going on. They need to figure that out on the football end and the basketball end, where these dudes are. Oh, so and so's transferring. These is his final 5, and you see like 3 of the 5, like they're still playing. Like, how is that? Like, how are they focused? How are they? I'm like, wow, this is unfair. They're not only beating everybody, now they're getting the top guys in the portal. It's just they need to get a better system on when that thing opens up, so you get like a true off season.
Yeah,
because when it's happening during the season, it's like, what are we doing?
What are we doing? Like, it makes no sense, and they're just having to fight these battles as coaches. And I know. That was another thing I listened to this morning was, and we've talked about, like, these coaches, man. Like, they can go and do, and what's Maryland's coach's name? He just flipped the switch.
Up and left from, A&M?
No, he went to Villanova.
Villanova, yeah.
Villanova,
Somebody just left A&M, I felt like.
I'm glad you mentioned that, because a lot of people forget. They blame the kids first, but, like, the coach do the same thing. I remember when Todd Graham left Pitt football. Left to go to Arizona State and just texted the team from the private jet. Oh, yeah, by the way, I'm leaving. Psh, right off to Arizona State.
Ooh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, this is back in the day. It was probably back in the day, like 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
But they act like the kids, like, oh, they do, like the coaches do. Worse.
Oh, yeah.
Because like when the Zoom call this morning.
Yeah.
How mad would you be if a coach was like, "Hey guys, I'm out from Zoom. Had to time in. Your mic on."
Dude, I would be beside myself. And imagine you just committed to.
Right?
Like you're a freshman in that program,
and you're pumped up too, because you look at Maryland, 4 seed. I mean, they made a great run. But I think on the NIL thing, man, I think people the true coaches will prevail. When it comes to like what I mean by that is like we'll see through all the players like, hey, I want this amount of money to come, and it's like, see ya.
Yeah.
Because I mean, look at Rick Pitino's still winning games.
Exactly. God, there's nobody. More perfect for New York.
Oh my gosh, dude! It's so amazing how he's floated around the way he has. Ended up at a place like St. John's, and it's like, why is this so perfect?
Why it's so perfect, especially even at his age. You're like, dude, this guy just does it. He's like a cockroach. He ain't never gonna die. He's gonna live in that New York street. Oh my gosh. From that perspective too, like, do you think for Penn State, you're a big fan. You're from that area. You went to Penn State?
Yeah, I am. Yeah,
you went to Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, with all the publicity you guys got, do you think that program turns it around? Like, are you going to keep seeing? Because, I mean, I'm sure you see all the general managers. Has that happened for you guys? And do you think that's going to happen for Tennessee soon? Or
with Penn State, it's funny, and I was thinking about this, and I think it's the reason why we're seeing so much success with Tennessee as well, too. You have to have alignment. Coach James Frankel went on, was talking to someone recently and said, this is like in my 12 years here, we finally have the alignment from the board of trustees to the president of the university to the athletic director of the football team, where everybody is in a line and wants the same thing, if you will.
Yeah.
And because I think he had some discourse with the former AD, and it kind of it was what it was, and because hey, we got to update these facilities, we want to compete because no one's going to want to come here. And you see that with Tennessee. Danny White's great. You see that with him, and then you have Coach Heupel brings in his guy. They're winning games. There's alignment there with him. Coach Barnes, everybody can get along with him. He gets Kim Caldwell comes in. You get a new, you get the new women's back. His higher, Vitello, same thing. Obviously winning cures all, but there's just alignment when it comes to the president of the university, to the athletic department, to what they want to do, and that's why you see that. I mean, look at the renovations happening in Neyland Stadium, Lindsey Nelson Stadium. You got facility upgrades are huge, and you see that at Penn State too. They're upgrading, they're renovating the Beaver Stadium. They're doing stuff like that. That alignment goes into more things, because everybody's everyone's on the same boat. Because you need everybody on the same boat, especially the people that are writing checks.
Yeah.
Especially now when it comes to mention the NIL world. I mean, my goodness, everybody's like, all right, you know what, we do got to build a roster. people gave a lot, Ohio State slack for building this gigantic roster.
Look how it turned out.
I guess it worked out.
It won.
Yeah, right. Like, so, I mean, that's what it comes down to. I think it's just that alignment when it, from top to bottom. And like, it was cool to see Coach Franklin talk about that, because you talk about teams that are, on the cusp. I mean, I think, Penn State's right there.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like a win away.
They're a play away.
Yeah, honestly.
I mean, we saw the Ohio State game.
Yeah,
like
right.
a fourth down away from things looking a lot different. So no, I don't think
Right.
they're off base there at all.
And for Tennessee too, I mean, they're right where they 12 team playoff benefits programs like Penn State and Tennessee,
Yeah.
because they're going to consistently.
You
be
guys
in it.
were the team. Everybody was like, "This helps out Penn State."
Yeah, because now the Tennessee within the Coach Heupel era, like they're in. They were in imagine if it was the 12 team playoff when they had a Hendo Cinco and that team.
That would have been
If he wouldn't have got hurt,
that would have been very interesting. We
that
could
would
have
have been
competed
fun.
anybody.
Because they could have been in Penn State's role.
Yep.
Because like this past year, because everyone gave, Penn State had the easiest path. It worked out. They didn't win the Big Ten title game which they need to redo that seeding, by the way. But Penn State got to play SMU at home, and then Boise State in the Fiesta Bowl.
Yeah.
Didn't win the conference. They were just on the outside looking in. That would have been Tennessee that year.
Yeah.
They would have had that home playoff game. Would have won the home playoff game. And then you could have had a good matchup against the, either one of the Group of 5 schools or a Big 12. Or I don't want to talk smack on the Big 12, but whoever was the lower power 4.
Yeah, especially like if it was this year's Arizona State.
Yeah, Arizona State. Yeah, exactly.
Dude.
But so it just benefits those teams.
Yeah, especially I think that team had a lot more upside.
The
absolutely.
2022 team? Yeah, by far the 2022 team was, top to bottom, specifically offensively. It's
Yes.
just like, it looks like a completely different team than what I've seen recently from Coach Heupel, to be honest.
Yeah,
That offense with this past year's defense, and they
that's a complete team.
They win a championship.
yeah, they're a legitimate national title contender.
What does Penn State, just thinking about it, because I have you, what do you need? What is the next, building block for Penn State football specifically?
Specifically, what we need right now are receivers. Then that's something that we've had. Look at some of the guys from Penn State, and most recently, Chris Godwin's a Penn State guy. Jahan Dotson for the Eagles. KJ Hamler was great for us too.
KJ was a dog.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was.
I mean, Allen Robinson. We go back
Yes.
there,
Oh my
man.
gosh,
He was a
forgot
Penn
Allen
State
Robinson
guy.
was a Penn State guy.
We've had Parker Washington, who's on the Jags, having a pretty good career. I mean, but we haven't had anybody since Jahan Dotson left. And the biggest stat is that Orange Bowl game against Notre Dame. Not a single receiver had a reception. How does that happen?
It doesn't make any sense at all.
How does that? How does not a wide receiver not have a reception in that game?
Well, how many catches did tight end?
Tyler Warren.
Yeah, Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. That's what I mean.
What a
He was their
freaking
crutch.
idiot.
He
What
was
a-
their he was their crutch this past year. But yeah,
he's
it's got to be receivers. The running backs. We're always got a good running back. Saquon Barkley.
It really is impressive how many good running backs it feels like you guys got through.
Tight ends obviously there. They've done a good job of investing in the line the last couple of years and whatnot. Defense is always going to be good.
For sure.
Yeah. Were you surprised both running backs came back?
I was. I thought one was going to. I thought Nick Singleton would go to the league and Katron Allen would come back. Or five. I thought one of them would come back.
Yeah.
And then one would go to the league.
One of you two said that. You were like, I figured.
I was with him. I thought Nick was going to go and Katron was going to come back.
Yeah,
because
you were gonna
Katron was
let
kind of
him-
like more like a not the same in body type and role and things like that. But what comes to mind is Sony Michel and Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like Katron could have been a 1 at Penn State if Nick Singleton wasn't the 1.
Mm-hmm.
So they split carries, and the way that they split carries felt very similar to that.
They do a good job of splitting it too. They do about as good of a job as you can. I mean, these dudes have been here the whole time and they didn't leave. So that shows you how good they're doing a complimentary football, man.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then, but it's it's tough sometimes because one will be running hard and it's like, why are we putting the other one in right now, man? You got to go with the hot hand.
have to.
Especially in bigger games. When you're playing teams you should beat. You're giving both their time. They're both eating, and you roll with it. But it's tough sometimes. Oh, come on, just run the ball with bring the other one in. He's having a better day because that happens. And that's just football and games.
Yeah,
Especially I'll run it.
What game was it in the playoffs this year was Katron Allen was averaging like 12 yards a carry, and you just stopped giving it to him.
Yeah.
I think it was like the Boise State game.
That would make sense.
It was one of those two games in the playoffs that Katron Allen was literally averaging 12 yards a carry.
Yeah, that was one.
Stopped.
Yeah, that was one of their. That's one of their kryptonites too, if you will. Is they run the ball and they get too cute in the red zone.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden we're gonna let Aller sling it. I'm a big Drew Aller guy. I believe in Drew Aller. I do. But it's like just keep running the ball.
Yeah.
Like, we got just,
You have two freaks.
Or you're trying to run in arounds with Tyler Warren, and it's
Yeah,
like I get it, man. And
just-
Tyler's
yeah.
a freak,
He's
but
a
like
freak.
you got Nick Singleton.
Yeah, and
just-
they're running down the field like you said, like how many yards a carry? Because that was tough in the Orange Bowl. They needed to do more of that because they were better than Notre Dame in the sense of that day of the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
You know, they were running, and not a lot of people could say that this year.
no,
Notre
it
Dame
was-
had a sensational season.
That's a
But
great
they were,
Mm-hmm.
and it just comes down to a couple plays. Those games often come down to a handful of plays.
So frustrating.
You know,
You spoke about your belief in Drew, and I'm sorry to go college football final on you guys real quick. You're just so interesting. If you're a GM, right, and realistically Drew was to come out, if you could rank him in the quarterbacks that are currently in the draft, where do you slot Drew at with his ability right now?
right? That's a great question because I have to try to do my best to take my bias hat off.
Yeah.
You try to.
Yeah, you try to because when you think about a guy like Drew Aller, I mean he is what every NFL scout assesses over. Example: Will Levis, 6'6" some guy, 6'6" some guy, rocket arm, all this
Jacked.
stuff. Yeah, jacked.
Good-looking.
Had a great looking girlfriend too.
Oh, yeah.
dude has it all. Yeah.
Dude, if you were building a quarterback.
Yeah, he's the guy.
guy.
His only downside was mayonnaise. It depends if you're a mayonnaise guy or not.
Yeah.
To each their own. To each their
their
own.
own.
But but where I would put Drew Aller is probably I think first round. But I think the back half of the first rounds. Because I think he's probably in that 2-3 role. Because I think you probably give Cam Ward the tip of the cap just because I think he's what the NFL, what you want in a quarterback this day in the NFL. Guy could throw and run it. He's more seasoned, been around, played a lot. Yeah, I would probably 2-3.
Good stuff.
And then just because of that, because his intangibles is built for the NFL.
Yeah, I guess in my mind, I'm kind of, I don't know, the Jackson Dart stuff's interesting. I guess he's now going to be the 3 from what I've seen.
Yeah,
He's definitively the 3.
Yeah, maybe first round. We talk about teams that I'm interested in or that I like. The Steelers. The Jackson Dart's been thrown around.
Yeah.
His name's been thrown around the Steelers sphere, if you will, given their current quarterback situation and where they are in the draft.
Well, I'm going to ask you. Oh, go ahead. 'Cause I know you're thinking over there.
He feels like a Pittsburgh guy to me. Watching Jackson Dart play football, watching how he'll just put his head in somebody's chest.
Yeah.
He feels like he would fit Pittsburgh.
Yinzers love that, man.
Yeah.
They
He's
really
our
do.
guy.
Yeah.
He's running downhill, man. He don't care. He's a hardworking blue collar guy. He's
his
just
helmet-
like us. Yeah.
How are you, speaking of quarterbacks and Steelers, let's go there. Where are you at on the Rodgers situation?
Oh gosh.
are you are tired of it already?
Yeah, it's a clown show, man. It's like come be the ringleader of the circus.
Dog.
But I do agree to an extent what some of those guys are saying, man. Where they need each other at this point. If he wants to keep playing, that's where else you gonna go, man.
Yeah.
The Steelers traded for DK Metcalf. You still got George Pickens on the roster. You got a good tight end in Firemouth. I'm cool with letting Najee walk.
Yeah.
I like you pick up Kenneth Gainwell and you got Jalen Warren. I think they're more complimentary.
Yeah.
But if you're Rodgers, you want to keep playing, it's got to be Pittsburgh, right? You're not going to go anywhere else. And if you're
Because the Giants' job's gone. What else is there? Unless he wants to complete the cycle and go to Minnesota.
that's what he keeps toying with. But
I wouldn't hate it.
I
think personally your quarterback is in this draft, and I know who it is. It's Shador Sanders. Your quarterback is Shador. You need a guy that's going to go in there. I'm telling y'all, Aaron Rodgers and DK Metcalf would beat Aaron Rodgers' ass after practice if they don't get the ball.
with George Pickens in there too, man.
Yeah, that's what I meant. GP
boy.
and DK, they would fight. They're not doing that to Shador.
Yeah.
Realistically, I think you need somebody who's got swag that can walk in that building and be like, look, this is what we're doing. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think today is going to command that respect from the young man.
It all comes from Coach T though. Like Coach
all
T
does.
has that level of he had that level of respect with Russell Wilson when he was there. Yeah, I think he loved. I think him and AR have that way of working with one another. But it's like not a no tolerance policy when it comes to, those guys going off. But like it's inevitably going to happen
For sure.
Are the Yenses down on Coach T right now, or because I feel like he is so beloved?
Yeah, oh yeah, it depends on who you talk to. I think that's the glory of any spoiled spoiled sports town or city. I thought Pittsburgh is just such a Steeler town. And so they're like, oh, he doesn't want a playoff game at all, which is a problem.
It is,
which is a problem, but it's still there'll be a time when I feel like we know that Coach T needs to go, and then vice versa. But it's not rocket science here. Ben retired. You had a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback retire, and you're trying to figure out the years after.
And
he's
the greatest psychologist of all time with AB.
Oh, dude, thank you.
The greatest.
Point period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Antonio Brown was one of my favorite players ever.
Oh, I can imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
You had
man.
so much fun.
Yeah.
You have really,
I love
especially
them.
throughout your life, you've had some of the most exciting wide receivers. Now, different breeds. Hines Ward, we've talked about him a lot.
Oh, yeah.
That boy is fun to watch, too.
Yeah, Georgia.
That was a damn good dog.
That was a damn good
I just
dog.
peeped your shirt. It's the area code for
Yeah.
Pittsburgh, 412.
Yeah, I did wear this on purpose. Foundation, man.
Foundation
I wore my
day, baby.
foundation
That's
in this
love.
foundation. Yeah.
God.
Yeah, dude. Heinz Ward, great Steeler. Yeah.
Are you going back anytime soon? You going back to Pitt?
I'm not sure. Not anytime soon. I was up there for Christmas. At least nothing on the books yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, no.
Okay.
I'd like to though. Anytime I get a chance to pop up there, I'm in.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't know you got Paul Skeens cooking.
Yeah, that's the only thing that's cooking.
That's it. That's all I got.
Hey, McCutch had a little home run the
Yeah,
other
he
day.
did. I love Kutch. You talk about great
Yeah.
Pittsburgh sports people, man. Big Kutch guy, always will be, dude. It's still so upsetting that they ever let him walk in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Him being back in Pittsburgh just feels right.
Yeah.
He had bombed too. It was a good
No.
piece.
He went yard.
Well,
Yeah, he did.
This guy's been picking up a lot more baseball.
Oh, well, it's not for the right reason.
Yeah.
But I know who's going to hit a home run.
Yeah,
Let's just say that. Yeah.
Last Pittsburgh question for me, because I'm just curious. When it comes to just, I would say, as a whole, Pittsburgh being, you notice with the colors.
yeah.
I didn't peep that until about a year ago. Why is Pittsburgh so united?
Yeah, I think that's a great question too, man. I just think it's there's no one more proud. Like you meet someone from Pittsburgh, they're proud to be from Pittsburgh. I think I think a lot of the pride comes in the upbringing. I mean, whether you hear people talk about blue collar, whatnot, but that's what Pittsburgh was born on, and I think the culture of the city as well. When you think about to get deep on you, the industrial era of the United States, whenever people were coming across Ellis Island, coming to immigrate to the United States. I mean, they were trying to find work. The steel mills were huge, and Pittsburgh was the home for that. So you get this great mix of people from Europe and all over the world that have come and searching for the American dream, found Pittsburgh. That's where you get the weird accent, and you kind of get all the different Don, South, Yins. Pop, people saying these. It's a culture of a city that's just from so many other places that's built on just hardworking people, and that believe in what they do. They believe that if you work hard and you provide for your family and you love that everything else will take care of itself. So and I think just that back to our foundation, if you will, the foundation of Pittsburgh. People are so proud of it because they're proud of it because of their upbringing. Like I'm proud of my parents, my mom who worked 2 jobs, so I could go and play sports. My dad who works, he was an auto body technician, man. He goes to work 9 to 5 every day, eats the same lunch every day, goes to work at the same every day. He takes a nap at every single thing's the same because he's just a hardworking dude. And I think a lot of people are just proud of their upbringing and the upbringing being in Pittsburgh. And then I think that sports teams, emulate that. You see the Steelers back in the 70s, just hard hitting, don't take any crap from anybody type of team, and it just embodied the city. And then that built the Steelers. You know, the Penguins having, you know, two of the greatest players ever on the team, and then seeing how hard they work. And obviously the Pirates are who they are, but they've had some great teams, you know, back in the day. You know, when it comes to, you know, the 70s and whatnot. So I think it's just that foundation of just you know, it's cliche to say blue collar people, but it's true. People are proud in the work that they put in, and that's Pittsburgh.
Dude, you just put on for Pittsburgh.
Damn,
Yeah.
being Bobick.
Dude, that.
Man,
My
man.
girlfriend makes fun of me because she says being from Pittsburgh is my personality. Okay.
It does. It fits.
No, it fits.
It fits.
My
Yeah.
favorite rapper is from Pittsburgh, for what it's worth.
Yeah, which one was Khalifa? Mac Miller?
It was Mac Miller.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a. Yeah, that was I was growing. I was in high school when Wiz released Black and Yellow.
Yeah.
So you could imagine the city was popping off.
I've always
when that
wanted
was
to. I've always wanted to go to
That
Taylor
play count was
Alderdice.
real.
Yeah, they both went there.
They both went there.
Both
Taylor
went there,
Alderdice
yeah.
High School. It's always seemed so cool.
Yeah, you know it is. Yeah, my cousins go there. Yeah, it's right about 10, 15 minutes from my
That's
house.
so cool.
Yeah, right.
My bad,
Yeah,
I'm being a
absolutely.
fan right
I
now.
know it. Fan out. Dude,
Yeah,
we're all
absolutely.
fans of Ben Bobick and all fans
Yeah.
of Pittsburgh now.
Yeah, the Dragons, Taylor Alderdice Dragons.
They
My
tell
high
you?
school, actually, my high school just got a girls flag football team and beat them. Beat Alderdice. Shout out
Take
to
that.
the Lady Ironman, first win over
That is
Dice.
fire.
They didn't want it. And so it's cool. Yeah, 10, 15 minutes, man. It's right downtown.
That's fire.
That's like any I feel like it's like any city, right? Oh, 10, 15 minutes, you could be there.
Yeah. You're 10, 15 minutes from anywhere.
Yeah, like really, Ben, it's like 27. Nah, 10, 15. It depends.
10, 15.
You probably caught that light down there. Like,
Yeah.
but that's everywhere, though. You know, it's not
Every
just
big
Pittsburgh.
city,
Every
yeah.
city's like, oh, you get down 10, 15 minutes. It's true in Chattanooga. That's why I love this place.
That is
You can get 10, 15. It's actually a true 10, 15 minutes.
most
Yeah.
days.
Most days, yeah.
Most days. Dude, I love it. Golly bum. I feel I put on for my city, dude.
Like for real, like that was great.
But you know, like you know, this is why I appreciate what you guys do here. You know, embodying Chattanooga. You know, because I love Chattanooga. I made Chattanooga my home. I've been here for almost 7 years.
It's the best.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. It reminds me a lot of Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know, geographically, or like, you know, the landscape, if you will, like, you know, the coming over the hill and the river runs through the city, right? And you got the bridges going over, and you got the hills. People love their sports. They love you know, they love that aspect of it, you know, which is great for me. They love their local news. They do. People here love the local news, just like people in
Yeah.
Pittsburgh do.
I
which
wonder
is,
too, like
you know,
for you,
what-
like for looking back at that, like from an outsider's perspective, have you seen a growth in like sports viewership, like for Chattanoogans, like, or how interested they are since you've been here?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you come here, you know where you're at, and it's a big reason why I came. You know, you're in the heart of SEC country, and that's what's great about. That's what makes Chattanooga so great. You know, you got your Vols fans, Dogs, you know, Alabama, and obviously all the rest of. You know, I'll just name those three because those are the three we kind of keep, you know, pay attention to. But I mean, there's plenty more. You know, Auburn, there's plenty of Auburn people around and whatnot, and or any other SEC school for that matter.
We got like a weird Mississippi State pot.
There's
Yeah,
a little
right,
UK
yeah.
pot too, little
Yeah,
Kentucky
there's-
Wildcat
you,
pot.
You
yeah.
get it all, and so I think that's the basis of it. But for sure, and I think why you see why, because you see the cities investing in the teams. You know, yeah, you got a new ballpark coming up here for the Lookies. I mean, come on, Finley Stadium is a great facility.
Great
You know, it's
facility.
great. I mean, they need to. I wish, you know, the one thing that we need to have is more concerts at Finley Stadium. I didn't get a chance to go to Kane Brown a couple years ago, but I didn't hear anybody have a bad time at Kane Brown concert at Finley Stadium a couple
It's
years
so
ago.
perfect there.
Yeah, like you could do that. You know, the arena's great too.
Yep.
And whatnot. I think my biggest thing when I love people ask me when I get to cover, and you could cover the fun stuff, but I love covering the mocks. I love you know, Chattanooga football, basketball right now is so much fun. Softball, like I love, because that's Chattanooga. Right,
Yeah.
like that's, you know, people call them UTC, and yeah, they are UTC, but like I love seeing Chattanooga, the Power C on there, like the run they're having in the NIT right now is like,
We're recording this before the game.
yeah,
It's only we got about 35 minutes left, but
We're just gonna say it was a win
we're gonna say it done.
yeah,
We're gonna say it done.
no.
because I believe in Chattanooga.
yeah.
Yeah.
But to see, like, you know, like a prime example was when they hosted Dayton in the NIT
Yeah.
second round, because when you go to regular games, and this isn't just there. This is every arena, whatever. Like you have people companies get tickets automatically, right? And they have we have 10 tickets to every game because we sponsor, and that is what it is. But like that NIT second round game, like there was no sponsors. Like those people that were there, they wanted to be there. They bought a ticket to go to that basketball game. There was no, I got tickets from so and so, works for this company, and they always have tickets to the game. Like no, this was like I physically went and bought this ticket because I want to be in the arena for it, and this place is popping off, man.
11:30 on a Saturday.
11:30 a.m. on a Saturday. Great point.
I mean,
great point.
Pumping. And, to host 2 NIT games back to back.
Yeah.
And look, if you are a true, SEC person, you're like, wow, it's NIT. But, dude, it just matters here. Like, hey, I could harp on this all day. I hate that you win the regular season, you have to go win a tournament.
It's so tough, man. I know.
Especially this Mocs team.
I've had this conversation a lot lately. Like, it's just a bummer. Like, they have to win the tournament, and I'm like, yeah, but that's also like the fun of the mid major. But like, I see your point.
Yeah.
But that's where the NIT and this stuff comes into play, because now the other conversation I've been having a lot is, obviously you want to get to the big dance, you do, but like, what was their ceiling at the big dance? Winning maybe a game if they catch a team sleeping.
Yeah.
But now you get to go to the NIT, and now you win that. You go on this run of going on the road, beating MTSU in 3 overtimes.
Yep.
Hosting Dayton, who was a number 1 seed a couple years ago during the COVID year. If it wasn't, they would have been a number 1 seed
for sure.
Blow the brakes off them, then go on the road to Bradley and can erase a 16-point deficit on the road, and to go to the Final Four in the NIT. It's fun.
It is fun.
It's fun, and it matters at a place like Chattanooga.
Yeah, it does.
Place is buzzing for the
that
Mocs.
story, and there's gonna be a lot of people.
Like if this is the Vols, you're disappointed. You're like, I guess they're winning. Like, sweet.
Yeah.
But but it's different. It's just different with the Mocs. It's like to have the opportunity to do what they're doing, and then the fashion they're doing it in. It's great for everybody.
Because our good friend Corey, one of the best SIDs in the country, if not the best SID.
Yeah, I'm going to give him the number 1 spot.
Yeah, I mean the best, and it's even an awesome run for him. Like what a cool story you get to tell, and he's bringing it. But it's also like he's like, I love this team. Like this is a good team.
Oh yeah.
So it adds to that storytelling. Like it's really fun. That's a good point, because I haven't thought about it that way. Like the NIT is good for this level, especially from what you got through. Like, hey, if you're not going to go to the big dance, and obviously it brings on a whole different level of popularity. I get that part. But for what?
Yeah.
In this new cycle, 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like you get a win, sweet. Somebody's
Right.
going to do it 6 hours later on True TV.
Yeah, right. True TV is great. But and also, I mean, look at the Final Four. The teams like North Texas, Loyola Chicago. Shout out Sister Jean, still kicking. Like, I mean, come on. Yeah, he was at UC Irvine, I think, is the other one. So it's like, look at this team means something there.
Yeah.
And then and also just at its basis. Well, you don't like ball? You don't want to watch more basketball? I mean, I'm in. I mean, to tell me I could watch, an NCAA tournament basketball, and then the off day I get to watch NIT ball at 11:30 a.m. Well, you gonna say no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I love the
on.
game being here at 11:30. I was like, dude, everybody, because a lot of my family and friends were like, that's kind of perfect time.
Yeah, I was locked in my hotel room in Lexington at 11:30 a.m. screaming at the TV on the 5th floor of the Residence Inn in Lexington, Kentucky. Man, it was awesome. I was like, because it was Saturday. I think it would have been before. Would have been before Tennessee played, because Tennessee didn't play till flipping 9:40 at night, which ended up being a 10 o'clock tip. 11:30 a.m. I was watching ball, man, watching the Mocs on ESPN2. Come on now.
But you were well caffeinated.
Oh yeah, I was.
I'm gonna go here real quick. How was the Lexington? If you don't know, follow Ben Bobick. What's your @ on Instagram?
I think it's Ben Bobick. I think maybe Ben Dash Bobick.
Okay.
You just type the name.
Well,
in,
fine.
it'll pop
Yeah,
up.
find it. But
Bobick.
If you want to follow, I'd say more of a bi-weekly journey of a coffee and a good storybook. Ben Bobick's the guy, because I'm like, where's my boy going to get his coffee from? And I saw in Lexington you had a very special coffee, and dude, you were jazzed up in the 6 o'clock news.
I was, dude. I was. Well, I think it was funny. I had some media friends that were messing with me about it too, because I'm like, yeah, you want to know that thing had me rolling. I think we went for 4 minutes on the show. They just were. I was on the I'm slated in for like a minute and a half, maybe 2 minutes. We went for 4 minutes. Latrice asked the question, and I was just rolling, man. So it was a Lucky Charms latte, and I'm like, and it was like just a ta-da moment. I'm rolling in, and I love going, especially new places, and finding like the local coffee shop. Like I'm not searching out. And this is no diss on Starbucks or Dunkin' or. I'll go there any day of the week. Like absolutely great bean. But I'm looking for the local spots. And I found one right next to the hotel, the Greenery. I'm like, sweet, go right in, boom. And I see, all right, what are the seasonal drinks? And I just see Lucky Charms latte, and I'm like, say no more. Like I don't even want to know what's on this.
I'm locked in.
And I look in, and it's like I don't even remember what was in it, but it had like they had the Lucky Charms marshmallows on top of the cold foam, and it was an unbelievable combination of sugar and espresso, and I was rolling. And you know what? I only had it once too. I went back the next day. I got another one. I'm like, I don't want to ruin a good thing. I was magical. This is the Lucky Charms thing, magically delicious.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that, man.
You had your one good hit with that.
Yeah, and then when I was in Indy this past week, man, I found a nice spot, Georgia Street. It's like funny you say that, Georgia Street grind. I was there like 4 mornings in a row. I went back the second day. The guy's like, "Hey, welcome back." I'm like, "I'm already a regular."
Proud regular.
Yeah, and here's one for you too. When it comes to that one, I got a Spanish latte the first time. It was like cinnamon and honey. It was solid, but I'm a wrestling fan. Big WWE fan. Love wrestling, right?
You messed up. We'll talk.
Yeah. And the Rumble was in Indy in January, right? Long story short, I'm on their Instagram to see like if they had any seasonal drinks. They had wrestling themed seasonal drinks.
Are you kidding me?
And I went in there the second day, my man, and it was the most electrifying latte, vanilla and blueberry, and it was the most electrifying latte. And then the dude did it like a mini little rock impression. Like he didn't get fully into it, but like he did it up for me. He's like, the most electrifying latte in Indy. I'm like, right here, sir. That's me.
I would have cried.
It was awesome. It was good. They had a whole little menu, man. It was perfect.
So you just mentioned something, and I'm just going to go out and just ask. Mount Rushmores are very important on this show.
Oh, there you go.
I want to know your Mount Rushmores of WWE superstars.
Oh, dude, that's so
and I'm
so
putting
tough.
you on the spot.
Yeah, that is on the spot.
It doesn't have to be the correct version.
Yeah.
But I want it to be your version. And for those that don't think it is a sport, it totally is a sport.
Yeah.
Wrestling is a sport.
Facts.
Yeah, you go try to do that.
Yeah. You tell me you'll get your ass whooped by John Cena.
Yeah. Yeah. So is it a Mount Rushmore of my favorites?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of your personal favorites, it could be like WWF, WWE.
Yeah.
I grew up watching wrestling too.
Ben
so
Bobick has won the
Yeah.
presidency, and he gets to make his Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. Of wrestlers, my favorites, it is it's got to be Stone Cold.
Okay.
Stone Cold is on there. That's an
Cold.
easy one. That one's John Cena.
John Cena.
Big John Cena guy, man. Like I just absolutely love Cena.
Also loyalty and respect.
Yeah, dude,
Nice.
I'm all in on. Yeah, yep, absolutely, all of the above. And you know what? I've been a fan of his probably from the start, and then obviously his most recent work has really put him on that level. But Roman Reigns,
Okay.
yeah,
That's a solid pick.
dog. Yeah, he's on that level now. And then this is off the wall, if you will.
Yeah.
But it's my Mount Rushmore, and he's my favorite ever, Sting.
My dog.
That's cash, Ben.
Sting.
That is cash.
He's my all-time favorite, man. I was Sting for Halloween like 2 or 3 years, man.
Yes.
I am the icon, the Stinger. He's my favorite wrestler ever.
That melts my heart. Like I got all the nostalgia. I was really hoping when you said that. To be honest, I thought you might say either Sting or Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, really. I mean, I think you said you can't go wrong
You
with
can't
this
go
list.
wrong. But I was when you said
but-
off the walls.
But that's why I had to clarify like my favorites. You know,
Yeah.
when I think about my favorites over the year, when I was first getting into it, when I was first getting into it as a kid, which it was just great. 3 or 4 years old, probably. height of the Attitude Era. Probably wasn't supposed to be watching it, but Stone
No
Cold was the
way.
man. Like Stone Cold was the absolute, the best. Everyone loved him, and that's what got me into it. It's like it was great.
I love you showed respect to the new generation too with that Roman pick.
Yeah, dude, he's on that level now. The whole I was always a Roman fan when people hated him. I was like, this guy's got it. Like he'll figure it out. And then the whole bloodline stuff. The tribal chief. That's some of the best work we've seen in recent memory.
I agree.
Like he is the coolest dude in the world.
How have you guys like the Netflix stuff?
Oh, bro.
Yeah, it's been great.
Awesome.
Worth it? Like, worth
Yeah,
the change?
that was so good. It's like seeing John Cena. He's done like a heel change, first time in his career.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It's weird. It's awkward. I love it though because
Yeah.
you're seeing a John that we saw as kids. That's not filtered. He can be himself. It's like a nice little like bow to like us as fans.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it's it's been great. They were in Europe for the last couple weeks too, and
Saw
when
that.
they go overseas, it's like the crowds are off the chain. And you know what's great about Netflix too? Like with Raw and like and everything else, like you have to wait till 8 o'clock to watch it.
Yeah.
And when it would be overseas, it would be taped, obviously, because 8 o'clock over there is different than here.
Yeah.
And so, like, you can find spoilers if you wanted to online. Dude, Netflix, it's been live at 3 p.m. So if you're around, I actually yesterday, I forgot it was still in Europe, and I got back from Indy. It was like 4:30. I'm like, oh, man, I'll pop it on. I'm just hanging out, Like, I just got back. I'm relaxing. Like, it's on. I don't have to wait till 8 o'clock. I can watch it now. That's been the best part about the Netflix thing.
Yeah, because I'm a big Pat guy, so I've seen like his travels. So I see the big heel turn, which everybody was like kind of felt weird about, and a lot of my friends in the group chat talk about it. So I get to keep up.
This past Monday, his promo again with Cody, I think he's finally starting to find his voice a little bit. His heel voice, Cena.
Yeah.
He went in, man. He's always great on the mic, but
I've
he went
not
in.
watched it, and I'm excited to.
Yeah,
watch
do
it.
that. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say. Like this was the best week yet.
My list, Cena's in mine. Chris Jericho
Hey,
is in my Mount Rushmore.
Y2J, man. I like that.
Y2J was such a dog.
Yeah, you absolutely
Like,
first ever undisputed champion.
Yeah, for sure. I'm also gonna throw Jeff Hardy in there.
Yeah.
Jeff Hardy is so beloved by the black community. It is crazy.
Really?
Yes, not a lot of people know that. Bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could believe that.
Jeff Hardy, I'm just gonna say this. Please don't chop this up and put it in an episode. If we had to choose between Rosa Parks and Jeff Hardy, we would think about it. I swear we would think about it. We would go Rosa, but Rosa would win in 7 games.
Yeah,
you feel
yeah,
me?
right.
Tough seven.
Like that's a tough
seven.
7. She's going to 7.
Yeah.
Jeff was amazing. And then last but not least, man, it's WWE, but there's a 3-letter syllable that is the most electrifying. It's RKO. Randy Orton is him.
Yeah.
Randy Orton is
I didn't
that
think about
guy.
Randy.
That's my girlfriend's favorite. That's how I get her to watch.
see
Randy
it.
gonna be on? Yeah. Whether he is or not. Yeah, he'll
just
be
say
there.
yeah.
Okay.
09 Randy Orton was the devil himself.
Yeah.
Like,
Bad name.
just a bad guy.
Yeah, that and then the legend killer Orton was deep.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then when they were bringing dudes on, they did a really good job of building him up at that time. Just beating the crap out of all the legends and stuff like that. And then like they did a good job because I was still a kid at that point. So you're like, I want to see this dude just get wrecked off.
you
felt
it.
Yeah, dude. Talk about dudes that you just absolutely hated. Him and Triple H, dude.
I hated Triple H.
Oh my
Hated
gosh, and he
Triple
did his
H.
job. He's getting his flowers. He's going in the Hall of Fame, rightfully so. The game, but like, oh my gosh, dude, it was just. Oh,
And then they took like Tupac, and you're like, dang it, I loved him. Yeah, you'd always get so mad, like one of your guys would turn heel, and you're like, no.
yeah.
Did you guys have like the wrestling toys?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Bro.
I remember about buying my first ring.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I had like a suitcase full, man.
Yes.
My mom stopped buying me rings.
You had a lot.
You know why?
Why?
Because I would sit on them by accident. And I was like really hefty as a kid.
Husky boy.
So like she's like, I'm not buying no more damn rings because you done broke about 3 of them.
It's okay. It's all right, Mickey. I feel you on the
Yeah.
husky part, bro. We're big boys.
Yeah,
it's all
it's
right.
okay. Honorable mention is Edge, by the way.
Yeah.
Edge, okay.
Yeah.
Were you guys like when we were growing up in the town, were you WCW or you WWF?
Yeah, I did a good job of both.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was a Sting guy.
Yeah.
So I kind of teetered towards WCW just to see Sting. Goldberg, the spectacle of Goldberg was
He'd be a Mount Rushmore.
yeah, was next level. So you get a lot of that, but then also that was just a great time to be a fan, and that's when I got into it. Was that I mean, just Stone Cold, The Rock. I mean, you were getting so much good stuff.
What's you? Were you?
I was split, bro, because I think like NWO was like the craziest. Like we talked about like stables, like NWO was massive. Like Scott Hall, rest in peace to us. So like all them boys, Kevin Nash, like that was crazy. And
Hulkamania.
Monday Night Wars. Like when I tell you, like the WWF barely survived because like WCW's putting on pressure. Your boy Sting,
Yeah, that was one of the best storylines. Him coming back and doing the whole crow gimmick and feuding with the NWO. I mean, that was just so well done. Every week
good.
cinema.
he's swinging down from the rafters with a baseball bat, taking out like 15 guys.
It was the best. It was the best.
Crowd's going crazy. They're throwing beer on in the ring, and
Him and Lex Luger were buddies.
And and the best part about that was Sting didn't say a word. He didn't talk.
Yeah.
He just didn't talk. He would just show up and just wreck house and roll.
Just about that action.
Yeah,
that
you got a
black
guy-
medium-sized
yeah.
bat.
Oh my gosh, dude! And just didn't say a word, and just boom. It was that's just the best part about it. That's like wrestling at its core. And people are like, why do you like it? Because of that. Like, where else are you gonna see a guy coming down in face paint, beating the crap out of all the dudes you hate with a baseball bat?
You can't get that anywhere
Like,
else.
I'm ready to go into work the next day. I'm motivated now.
Yeah.
I'm like, and Sting did it. I'm rolling. Like, come on. Like, and like that's why Stone Cold was so good. Like, because like he showed up these, double middle fingers, he's beating the crap out of his boss. Like, whoever else didn't want to do that.
It's all everybody wants to do. Some guys at a corporate job just ready to take out,
right, exactly. Like,
crush a couple beers.
Yeah, right. Drink beer on the job. And
Wear a
beat up your
Speedo
boss.
and a leather vest. And just do
Have a
it.
goatee.
Yeah.
Like, dude, he was the dream, man.
Every redneck America, that was their
Oh,
that was
perfect.
their hero. I loved it. God, man, you guys have inspired me. I kind of want to go watch wrestling now. I've not watched it in years, but I
Good
might
time
be
to
back.
get in. Yeah, dude.
It's a
might be
great
back.
time to get in with John.
Yeah, it is.
Netflix
It
is
is
hot right now.
Yeah, no, it is a good time to get in. They're doing a good job with the product. It's better than it's been in a while.
It's so popular. And listen, like people like Pat have helped it become
Absolutely.
popular. But
He's great. He's great in the
Is he
realm.
good on the mic?
He's,
On
he's,
that mic, too?
He's exactly who he is, and it just fits so well. And it's interesting because you get those wrestling fans that are they'll let you know if they don't like you.
okay.
Either in the arena or online. But like he's been just beloved.
Yeah.
He's just himself, like he is anywhere else.
Yeah.
He just shows up and he's himself. They know he's a true fan because he grew up watching it, and it tells and how he handles it. And it just and you're right, it enhances the product.
Yeah.
He's great.
Yeah, because what better? Like it's almost like free marketing for them.
Yeah.
Like just to do like cross promotional stuff.
Oh yeah.
Versatility is crazy. Like to be able to do that, but then like college game day.
Yeah.
And just to show up and just like a beat hasn't missed.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, he is. The next decade is going to belong to Pat, to me,
Yeah.
in media.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
I mean, like even this, like we talk about, like he is the perfect model. Like dude, start out in your basement, keep blowing up, just keep doing it. Like you can go anywhere. You and your boys, like he's like, we didn't hire a big media team or whatnot. It was just me and my buddies just kind of figured it out.
Yeah.
And look, I know he had different resources and whatnot, but like for the most part, it's still a similar concept.
Yeah, well, absolutely, and he's himself.
Yeah.
That's all you got to be is yourself. He's not putting on a. He'll dial it up every once in a while, like on game day. He dials it up when he gets up and takes his shirt off in front of Nick Saban and whatnot. It's like, hey, Pat, sit down. But keep doing what you're doing. Maybe sit down. But he's still himself. It's himself, and that's what makes.
You've done
him
a good job of that, even like on a newscast. Like that's one thing I gave you a lot of props for, not to blow smoke up your boat here, but
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That's one of my things I try to do. It's just who you get on screen and whatnot is who you are.
Yeah.
Elsewhere, like I don't try to be anybody other than myself.
No, because we've been friends for a little while since we got to know each other. I don't even know what during COVID, I guess. Mm-hmm. And I was like, dude, you're the exact same guy. Like to see, even if it's a 3-minute cut, or should be a minute, but that's Vinny.
Thank you, man.
Dude, he cooks.
I appreciate you saying that because I'm glad that's portrayed to people because
Oh yeah.
That's just me.
You are as a family that loves to watch their local news, as most Chattanoogans do. You are you got a fan group in the Green Owens household.
That's awesome to hear,
Yeah,
man.
and the Lawrences. You're a big Channel 3 is Local 3 is now staple in the house.
That's awesome, man. That's great to hear.
Paul Shaheen also.
Yeah, man. Oh, yeah. Keep doing his thing in the morning. I mean, come on. You had Paul Barris all those years.
He did.
I mean, he is. And then obviously you have Cindy Sexton and David Carroll.
Yeah.
I mean, they are.
Sid's
You want to
best.
talk about star power?
Dude.
That's it right there.
Star
Commands a
power,
room.
man. Yeah, dude. You go somewhere with them. That's like it's big time.
You feel cool?
I've had the privilege to sit with David Carroll at a few sporting events. It's been awesome.
You feel like his kind of like a side piece.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be there, man. Like he is. Yeah, I'm talking about Mr. and Miss Chattanooga. It is awesome. But yeah, they've earned that right. They've been here for. I think Cindy's on 40 years. David's right behind her. Whoa. Think about that.
Whoa. I guess I didn't think about it that long. But I mean, I'm
it's
34, and I'm like, dude, I remember Sydney as long as I can remember.
Yeah, literally your entire life.
That's
and then some.
crazy, man. Mm-hmm. I didn't think about that.
And they're great people. Genuine great people. I talk about when I first came here to Chattanooga. Oh, man, it was like they were just so welcoming, so great. And then I get the privilege and the honor of working with them every day on 6 and 11. I get a chance to do this. Like it's like this is what we this is like the setup. I'm on the right, and there's David, Cindy, and we do a little chat, do a little talking.
That's awesome,
and it's cool, and it just flows. It's awesome. They're easy to work with. They're great, and they're professionals.
Yeah, you guys are crushing up there. Local 3 has made a wonderful name for itself here lately.
Yeah, it's a great place to work, man. Great people. Great people that invest in their local community, like the local, because that was a big deal when they did the change, because it was Channel 3 and they went to Local 3.
Yeah,
and there's a reason they did it. Like I commend them for doing it, because it's this is Chattanooga station, man. We're Local 3, not just in the name. I always kid around that too when we do a fun local sports story. Or not even just that, or just in general. But it's the truth, I always say Local 3 Sports, more than just the name. Samantha traveling to Peoria, Illinois, 8.5 hours to cover the Mocs game. Come on,
dude. Yeah, send her up there. And also, I guess that's one thing, is she got to be herself. I watched the piece in Indy this week, and I was just like, oh man, like they're letting you guys be you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Which I'm sure it feels like some places restrict you a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, because everybody has their thing. Everybody wants things done or portrayed in a certain way, at least when it comes to what that is. Yeah. But they do a good job of they let us work, let us breathe, let us do what we do. Yeah, and Samantha's really coming into her own. I'm so proud of her. Just when she first started here, it was like the first week of high school football. Talk about trial by fire.
Oh my gosh.
she had no chance. It would have been the fall of, I think, 2022 maybe. So she's been like that. Talk about a first week of work, and it's been nonstop since. But she's such a hard worker. She does everything right behind the scenes, and I'm glad that I hope people realize that and see it, because as someone who works with her, she does our homework properly. She cares about the kids, and she does. She's a hard worker behind the scenes.
That's good to know.
And yeah, she loves sports, man. Really? She's a big sports fan, especially now that's a big baseball fan.
We're gonna have her. We're gonna have you on, Sam, especially college baseball. Obviously, as most people around here, like I've picked up. Me and Joseph talked about it, like Georgia being what they were last year, and we've been on this Tourney train.
I mean, it's been a tear. I know I was talking mess early, but like
I know what you mean.
Game
I know
recognizes
what you mean.
game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, Tennessee baseball is awesome.
Yeah, and you're gonna, and especially as Tennessee fans, you're gonna ride with that.
You're gonna ride this. Dude, it's the coolest thing ever. Like,
you're champs.
And to be a part of a team, or I guess a program, and a coach that literally changed a sport. Changed a sport viewership wise, attitude wise. Like, the swag's back, baby.
Oh,
like, you got to look cool. You got to look good, feel good, play good now.
And
jerseys are popping.
Yeah, and to your point about college baseball, it's not something I really was into until I moved here either.
Yeah.
And that was like right around the time where Tennessee started to pick it up and be a good program. And so it just worked out where I'm like, wow, we get to cover this too. And like I've always seen it from afar, but never really got into it.
Yeah.
College baseball is a blast, especially in the SEC.
Well, when you were there, you used to tell us about stories like going to games for.
We used to go to games with hot dogs and Papa John's, man. So me and my boys used to go the first round, get some hot dogs, and then we'd come back and get the pizza, and then we'd hit the strip.
Yeah.
That was like 2014, 2015. It was so bad.
Yeah, right.
And now it's just like, wow, like these boys legit are the number one team definitively in America.
Yeah, they are.
You know,
and I think their best team, I think, too, didn't even win the national championship when they the year they didn't make it.
No.
Yeah,
they were so good that season.
Unbelievable.
They were
so many pros.
Oh my God!
They just had a bad week.
Everybody. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the same. Yeah, and they picked the wrong time to have the bad week. That's what's tough. Same thing with
crazy.
the
That
that's
Notre Dame team was
from-
like the perfect formula to beat that team. Like,
Yeah.
they had all like fifth year guys. In
yeah.
college baseball, they're like, you're just hanging on. Like, you know,
Yeah.
at that point, you're like, this is fun. Like, we're finally getting some publicity. You know, blah blah blah. And Notre Dame's like, we got 10 dudes that are 26. Like, you know, so.
Right, yeah, we played a lot of ball, man. We can come in here and handle that environment.
Yep.
You know, pressure's because the pressure was on them.
Yep.
On Tennessee, it's like we're just gonna play our game. You know, we're supposed to lose. At least Notre Dame's going.
Well, that'll be sweet though. Whenever we get around it, because it's gonna be a fun year.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's picking up now. In other words, you know, we're in that portion of, basketball season ending, getting in now. We're in April.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's happening.
I know you're sad that you're not going to San Antonio, but do you feel you feel like a little slow down?
Yeah, it's always like bittersweet, if you will, because like I want to keep going, like I want the Final Four experience, but at the same time, like man, I haven't been home in a while. It's been like 3 straight weeks on the road from, and unfortunately this has been some solid road trips where like we could drive everywhere.
Oh, true.
Nashville's Nashville. Lexington's like 4 and some change. Indy was 6 hours drive, so that makes the travel a little easier. We're driving, but yeah, it is. It's bittersweet.
Yeah. Oh, I got to ask because of you. When you went to Lexington, which you told me, he goes, dog, if they would have got me up there if I was being recruited, I mean, is it nice enough where if you were, let's say Ben Bobick's 5-star recruit, they're taking you around Lexington, does it look as nice as young Malcolm was saying? Like, could you have been drawn in?
Probably not.
No.
You didn't think so?
I liked it though, but if I'm a 5-star recruit, I'm going.
I'm just saying,
Yeah,
like,
someone.
say, like, basketball.
Oh, basketball. Oh, yeah.
Basketball.
Like, it was
Yeah.
crazy.
Basketball, yeah,
It was nuts.
absolutely.
Like, Lexington, like, could have got my services if I was, like, Ace Bailey.
Yeah, because I loved Rupp Arena.
Yeah.
Rupp Arena like was the perfect mix of character, storied history, and also let's put like 20,000 people in here.
And
and
futuristic looking.
Yeah.
Like, it was, and what I was telling them is, like, you can tell basketball is king.
Absolutely
Because
is.
it is away from everything else athletics-wise.
Yeah.
So you have, like, Kroger Field, words are hard, as well as the soccer stadium, softball, baseball, all on the opposite side. And
Yeah.
the basketball is just front and center. It's like, oh.
Yeah.
I'm just like, dude, this is crazy.
Yeah, I underestimated how awesome Rupp Arena is.
Really?
When I first got there, I'm like, oh, it'll be
Not been
cool.
there.
But like, yeah, nah, man, there's like that exposed brick on like the bleacher, like the other side.
I've heard awesome.
Did you eat cookout while you were up there?
No, I didn't actually.
Dude, I had cookout like multiple times when I was in Lexington, just because it just tasted better than the one we had here.
What I wish I could have did like a little, bourbon trail or something like that. But I wanted to go to the horse track. I'm gonna do that.
It's sweet, man.
Yeah, that's what I wanted
It's
to
worth
do.
it. It's worth the journey.
Because I think is it Keeneland that's in Lexington?
Yep.
I mean, they say that's better than Churchill Downs.
Yes, I heard that thing as well.
It's been a big topic of conversation on my
little
trails
brother
last few weeks.
just went last year, and he was like, I've not really done the other trip, but he said Keeneland was awesome.
Yeah, I heard nothing but great things about it. I was talking to a Lexington native this past week, so you get the guy, you get the whole spiel, the hometown spiel, and she's like, because I brought that up because I had a conversation with someone else saying that Churchill Downs is like kind of like not dumpy, but like it's just not in the best area, and like kind of just like middle, and then Keeneland just like pristine type of like this is what you imagine a good horse race, like the experience, if you will. Like obviously Churchill has the Derby. The Derby is what it is.
Yes.
Like, so I'm like, so like that place just has like the cool event, and this is like where you really want to go to like have like a really all around good experience anytime. Cause they do something like I forget what they do this month. Like it's like every weekend at Keeneland is like a big event. She was telling me about that. I got the whole local Lexington spiel. But so I brought that up to her, and she was like, yeah, Keeneland. I think she's going like a girls trip there. She's like her and her friends are like literally going there like in like a week or two.
Okay,
Have at it. Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah. So I'm in.
I remember one time like asking people about Lexington whenever they came down. It was the Kentucky-Tennessee game in Nashville. I guess an SEC tournament or whatever. I don't remember what. Actually, no, there was a Vanderbilt game. They came to watch Vanderbilt or something. So I went to this game, and a lot of Kentucky fans in town. And I was asking these girls about like what's the draw like? Because we stayed. Like they were graduated. They were like, what? We stayed. And they're like, we just love it. Just love it. Like it's just one of those things. It's one of those college towns that you just can't beat it, man.
I enjoyed it. I did.
was like, daggum, okay, yeah. But I gave I'm one of those people. I was like, I want to know the local feel. Like, what do you guys really think about Lexington? Like, love it. Like all the horse stuff. It just brings a different atmosphere. You're like these ritzy people come up from wherever, but I think like the Keenelands and the other places, you're like, dude, that's where the fun is.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and you do it right. Get yourself a nice outfit. Get yourself, cigar.
You seem like a man that could rock a pastel.
You know what? I don't often. So like, that's what I mean. Like I want to, boom, do it up right.
Heck yeah.
Dude, I cannot
get a hat.
I cannot wait until we just are making stacks on it and we get invited, because this man right here will be. Hold this clip. One day, this man will be the best dressed man at the Derby.
Come on, claim
I
it.
cannot wait to see it. I don't know what that outfit's going to be. There should be some designer that's like, can't wait to make this man great.
I'm going to look like a peacock and just fly.
Dude, let this man fly.
I'm going to look like an 18-piece KFC bucket.
Yeah. I don't care, dude.
Oh,
You'll be a special recipe in my heart.
I can't wait. Listen, original seasoning only.
Yeah. Bobick, you're going with us. Bobick, we're gonna get you pasteled out.
I'm in. Yeah,
you gonna have the hat.
I want a hat.
Yeah.
Like if I'm doing it, I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not half in it. Like if I'm doing it, I'm doing the experience.
We're doing
man.
it.
Like it's what you got to do in a situation like that.
Damn, I can't wait. I'm excited now. Let this peacock fly.
Come on.
Yeah. You got anything else?
I was gonna ask one last question about Chattanooga, because you mentioned the Frozen Four earlier.
Yeah.
I want to talk about an experience that I had, because we're all into sports. I went to my first Ice Bears game in Knoxville. I really enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. And I think this city should have hockey. You mentioned earlier about concerts at Finley and how you missed the Kane Brown experience, which was awesome. I think in order for hockey to make it here, an amphitheater has to follow.
Oh, yeah.
What is in your vein? Because you seem like you're going to be in Chattanooga. Like, this is it. You put your stake in the ground. This is it. Like, how do we need to make that happen for Chattanooga to get a hockey team?
I would love nothing more. Like, it's absolutely the perfect town for a minor league hockey team. Because it's like you mentioned, Ice Bears, Macon has a team, Huntsville has a team, the SPHL is a great run league, and Chattanooga smack dab in the middle of it. It's like, what are we doing? You just need the facility. Like it couldn't happen at the arena at McKenzie, just because I just don't think they can. I don't know if it could transition into ice. Yeah. But like, think of what I think in my head, and I obviously don't have the cash to do it. But like, hey, we're building a new Lookouts ballpark here, and we're building stuff around it. Well, can't we throw like a 5,000-6,000 seat like arena there, like a little ice rink,
dude.
Make it its own type of thing, and then boom, because like you could do other things there, like why not do something like that where it could work? Because like I would love nothing more than to have an ice, because I'm obviously already thinking of names.
I was literally over here like, yo, you're the GM. What would you name the team?
Off the top of my head, the Chattanooga Railers. You roll with the whole train thing. The goal horn, the train, and
MBA and marketing.
You do the Chattanooga Railers. Oh, you'd have so much fun with that name, and it works. It fits the thing. It fits the the local aspect of it, man.
There'd be some. Oh man, that swag, that gear would be
That
nice.
gear
Yeah.
would be sick.
Oh, dude,
Those
it would
jerseys.
the jerseys would be awesome. Like the amount of fun you could have with the train and the rails and like I mean look at the because one of my favorite logos are the OG Mox logos with Scrappy and the train. You know?
Yep.
Like those are my favorite Mox logos. I wish they could bring. I mean, the Power C is awesome. So like respect to that. That's nothing wrong with that. But like. Can't we throw in like the Scrappy Train like logo? Like that's what's great. So yeah, that would be it.
What color wave are you going?
That's the thing. I don't know.
Would you stick with like the lookouts and kind of go in that realm?
Yeah,
Or would
'cause-
you go like the city of Chattanooga and this teal and orange and all that? Like I was sitting over here literally thinking about. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what the
the
colors would be either. That's one thing I was like as we're talking about it too. I was thinking like I don't know. Like, I don't know why like the blue and the gold comes to mind, but I was just because I have Mox on my brain.
Mox,
you know?
Mox, but also like Chattanooga tourism is blue and yellow. So
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of the golders. I guess.
Could do like a different, like a lighter blue maybe.
You're so smart from a business perspective.
You listen, man. I hop on a couple websites here and there.
Because you think about the amphitheater, so you don't have to switch colors.
Yeah.
You can make it like multi-purpose.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's genius.
But
we're talking to Dan next week, and I think Dan pulls all the strings for the Chattanooga Lookouts.
Yeah, he does.
He might
He does.
be able to swing some things. Let's see how much power Dan has
Let's
in a
throw some
5,000
ice-
person.
yeah.
We'll say 3,000 person.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Because that could be multi-purpose use in terms of like it doesn't got, you can bring people in there. You could get youth leagues in playing there now. You can grow the game here in Chattanooga, and you just have an ice rink for for people to skate. Like on the off season, like come skate the rink. I have every birthday party at the at the arena. I had an ice skating party birthday party when I was growing up in Pittsburgh.
so
I would go ice
Pittsburgh.
skating like every weekend, like middle school, high school, over at Chenley Park in Pittsburgh. It's where we hung out with friends.
Do you show up and show out whenever we bring the rink here in Chattanooga?
I did one time, yeah.
Nice.
So, yeah, cut it up a little bit. It's a little. I'm not the greatest skater in the world, but I had my own pair of ice skates back at home.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, dude, I'm telling you, we would go every weekend in Pittsburgh in the summer, or not in the summer. Yeah, we'd go ice skating in Pittsburgh in the summer.
for you guys, maybe. I don't know.
I was like, that's
No,
fire.
yeah, no. Shenley Park ice rink over and like right, and you can kind of see the city, like right in the city in the background. 10, 15 minutes. Yeah,
Everywhere.
Yeah, 10, 15 minutes. And but yeah, dude, we're like 8th grade, 9th grade, 7th, 7th through like 10th grade, we'd be rolling over there and every weekend, man, because we'd meet like our friends.
Yeah.
We'd meet people over there.
Rip it up.
Yeah, it was a great time. Great time.
Dang.
It was like 7 to 9 skate, so it was like
It was late enough. You
wait
felt
enough
cool.
or you're right, exactly. But
Cause a
like
little trouble.
easy to sell it to your parents. Like, we'll be home soon.
Yeah.
yeah.
Doesn't mean you're not going to go to the McDonald's or Sonic. Or
Right.
something
8 to
afterwards.
10, nah. 7, 9.
7 to 9. Ah!
You
Yeah.
can sell 7 to 9.
Yeah, you could sell 7,
7,
9. It really is. It is really is that much of a difference.
Yeah, dude. I mean, these creatures called children now. I'm not going to settle for 7 to 9 because I know there's been Bobicks out there lurking.
yeah.
One
Or
day.
5 to 7.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be home by 7. Oh, 7 to 9? No, you got to be home by 7.
Yeah.
Daddy's rules,
Uh-huh.
Daddy's rules. Benny Bobick, thank you so much for being a part of the foundation, wearing your foundation shirt.
Let me say this too while I have you guys here because you let me on, or you invited me on, which is great, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate what you guys are doing here because it takes a lot to just pick up and say, we're going to do this thing and we're just going to see if it works, right? But you guys are embodying the community, right? You're getting out there and you're immersing yourself in the community. And you're trying to bring people on. You're promoting local sports. You're promoting all this stuff. And you're promoting what's great about Chattanooga. And one of the best pieces of advice I ever got from my internship mentor in college, he said, man, we're going to go up, because I was looking for a job. It could have been anywhere. He said, we're going to go anywhere you want. But wherever you go, you make it your home. You make it your home. You invest in your community. And that's something I've lived where I've lived in Sarasota for 2 years before I came here. And I've been here for almost 7 years. And I've really made Chattanooga my home. And I think you guys are just doing such a great job of just embodying what Chattanooga is, getting the community involved, giving people a platform and just having fun being yourselves. And also just showing how great this place is. And so I appreciate you guys doing what you're doing and keep doing it.
Thank you, bro.
And I'll be here anytime you want, man. Come on. You let me give my wrestling Mount Rushmore.
Thank you, bro.
So when I'm asked about this, hey, how was the podcast? It's great. We talked about wrestling.
Dude, that's the best part.
I am that easy.
That's okay.
Oh, you talk about the Vols? Yeah. But I also gave my Mount Rushmore wrestling. You guys should watch that clip.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Is like you can just go anywhere with this.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
it's
I
the
do.
best, dude.
But on the real, I appreciate you guys and what you're doing. You have my support when it comes to that because I love seeing people go to bat for Chattanooga.
Yeah, it's the best place, man.
And you guys are doing that.
Oh yeah.
And we talk about it all the time. Like it just feels cool to be something different. It's the buy stock now place. I mean, this city, like there's just so much opportunity. Especially, we'll just keep it in sports. Like we talk about it all the time. Like with our friends at 980 and all this other stuff. Like with them bringing the corporate challenge and all these. I mean, what CFC and the Red Wolves are about to do tomorrow night or tonight if you're listening to this tomorrow. It's just crazy, man. And this new ballpark that the lookouts are going to open up, dude, you're going to see so much go on in the next 10 to 15 years. And we had Sam on from CFC, and golly bum, man, like it's just
Pumped about their new facility, their new office, their building.
It's gonna be great.
that's going to be
That's going to be great. And then you mentioned the ballpark. I think the biggest thing I see about that is starting to get vertical over there.
Yeah.
Rolling around the bend. I'm like, hey, now we got a little backdrop now. You could see things getting vertical, and I start to get a little excited.
Yeah, we're gonna go with Dan one day over there. He's like, you guys need to come see the.
Oh yeah.
Have you been over there?
I actually, I missed it when they did the walkthrough. We had someone else do it. It was one of the days I was on the road.
Okay, I thought you were. My bad. I thought you were over there. But
No.
yeah, dude, it's gonna be incredible.
Soon enough, yeah.
But the best, man. And you're doing the best job here. It's awesome. I'm so glad, like, what Local 3 is giving you and what you do for Local 3, like, to give this platform, give all sports. Because, despite your record in horse.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, good. We didn't even talk about that. We're good
We
there.
did. Yeah. That'll be round 2. That'll be round 2 and the foundation's a little bit more done. I promise. We'll bring that back up.
Yeah, no. I got to go through a serious off-season training program.
Dude, we'll get you in there.
It'll happen. I gotta cut some weight. I gotta get lean.
Yeah, I feel you.
I
I
think
played
it'll-
CSL this last weekend, and nobody else showed up. We only had 5, and I had to play 40 minutes, and I'm not built for 40 minutes.
Oh, no.
This body's not built for 40 minutes, boys. I am hurt.
Oh, no doubt in my mind you are. Now I started to ache thinking about it.
Yeah. So if you want to hop on the regiment, we're gonna do it. We're
Yeah.
gonna do it. We appreciate you, big dog. Much love. Ben Bobick, Local 3. You're on, what nights are you? I know you got different schedules.
Yeah, Monday through Friday, 6 and 11,
You're
typically.
6 and 11. Okay.
Settle back into a normal schedule now.
I forgot, because back in the day, you were a Monday off guy.
Yeah, Wednesday through Sunday I worked, yeah.
Yeah, Mike's Hole Noir, wonderful sponsor.
Absolutely, $1.99. It's my spot, man.
God.
That's and I tell you I'm easy. That's when I knew you guys were starting to get on the come up. Because I saw you guys doing shows at Mike's. I'm like, oh, man, they're doing shows at Mike's. That's my spot. I'm like, I love that spot. And they're letting them come and do the show there? And I'm like, yeah.
That's our
I love that place, man. Love that place. Love those people there.
Love it.
Shout out to Mike's.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Shout out to Mike's.
I want wings right now.
Oh yeah, I'd love it.
So bad. All right. Like and subscribe. Miggy got what else?
I have nothing else but just go be great or be great, man. This is just the foundation. So
Foundation big dog. Joseph, we love you, buddy. We out.